And then and none of this, all this is new age garbage, and a lot of it is just down to a complete lack of discipline.
Garbage.
But it is. When you remove discipline from a child's life, then they lack the ability to be disciplined on
Especially
themselves as an
boys,
adult.
right? I mean, boys and girls are different, obviously, and the boys without that, they become little pussy, so by bitches and shit.
Well, this is the thing. Life is difficult. Rocky has the best quote on it. I can't remember exactly, but nothing's going to beat you up as hard as life. Yeah. This is it. Life is difficult. Everyone has bad news all the time. People come at me and they think, oh yeah, you got this great life. Bro, I'll tell you something. This is a God's honest truth story. I bought 30 grand of a shit coin about 2 years ago, and it got hacked a year and a half ago. I didn't give a fuck.
I read this on your Twitter.
On the way to Poland, I checked with $676,000.
Damn.
And so shit happens to people.
Did you say it was shitcoin? You mean Bitcoin?
No, it was some little tiny coin, some project.
What the fuck?
Some shit coin, like a shitty Bitcoin. But things happen to people, and things are going to happen to everyone. And even if you live the perfect life, you're still going to have bad experiences because everything's relative.
Yeah.
So small things are going to be big, and you have to learn to get on with it and be disciplined. And if you don't have a disciplined upbringing, you don't learn to go through hard times, you're just going to end up one of those people who just is a complete feather in the wind. You just succumb to your emotions, and that makes you either a pussy or, as a man, also makes you dangerous. These people, these serial killers and these school shooters and all these things, these are people who just give in on their emotions instantly. These are people with no self-control.
They never had fathers around.
They never had fathers around.
99% of them in America, they're from a single mother kind of type home or some shit, no father around.
And they never had anyone sit and say to them, I don't care how you feel, you're not allowed to act that way.
Yeah.
And that's it. So when they feel a certain way, they think, well, I'm going to act this way then.
Yeah.
And that's what's dangerous. And then when people talk about, toxic masculinity and all this garbage and we need to make men more feminine, that's not going to make men... It's not going to make the world safer.
Yeah.
Having a whole bunch of men who give in to their emotions instantly is going to create more monsters.
Yeah.
A bunch of babies and a bunch of monsters.
We can make some more confused and fucked up and all kinds of stuff, yeah.
The reality of masculinity is controlling your emotions. This is the reality of being a man. They try and say that men should give in and it's okay to cry. I'm not saying you can never cry if something bad doesn't happen to you. I'm saying that the tenets of masculinity since the dawn of time have been, I was afraid, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
This is the tenets of masculinity.
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
That's what courage is.
Yep.
I was afraid to storm the beaches of Normandy, but I did it anyway. I was afraid to stay on the Titanic, but I did it anyway. This is the whole tenets of masculinity. And now they're saying, oh, if you're afraid, just act afraid, be a pussy.
Are you familiar with Jack Donovan's work, by the way?
I know him.
Yeah.
I know some of his work. I haven't read it all.
You'll like it a lot. Yeah, it's good. It's good shit. All about this masculinity, the characteristics, the virtues. Yeah.
But it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And when a building's on fire and you need a fireman to run into the burning building,
yeah,
you need masculinity.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just some strange. These women are acting out, and what's crazy is this: all of the women who believe in this, feminism, anti-masculinity garbage. Every time I've met one of them in person, they're more desperate for a real man than anybody.
Oh yeah.
Every time I've ever met one in person, after the first half an hour of
it's just this fake shell they put on.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's all fake. And as soon as they realize you're a man that doesn't bow to their bullshit, they want you.
Oh yeah.
So it's
they want it bad. They want the belt.
Of course they do. So it's all garbage. It's all garbage. It's just garbage on a macro level.
Let's talk about, you mentioned women. Let's talk about men and women. Like where in the West, in America, UK, Canada, where have men and women gone wrong? Let's start with men and then go into women.
I think, both sides certainly have a part to play.
Yeah.
Both sides certainly have a part to play because women are the gatekeepers to the sexual marketplace. This is the thing. Women are the gatekeepers. We're the ones who want it, and women are the ones who stop us getting it effectively.
Yeah.
So in many ways, women could control the world, and they could control the world completely differently than they do. If I had the ability to control all women, if they said, look, I only want to fuck masculine alpha guys, you'd have a whole bunch more masculine alpha guys around. Mm-hmm. So, in a lot of ways, women drive a direction. When women sit and go, I want sensitive, I want this, I want that, I want this. This is where a lot of these pussy guys come from.
Yeah.
Because they sit there and go, well,
they're listening to the bullshit coming out of her mouth, which is all nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think some of the biggest mistakes men make is listening to girls. Okay. Girls don't know what they fucking want.
Yeah.
Girls don't know what they want. Ask a girl what she wants to eat.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know what they want with anything.
Well, you mean she doesn't know what she wants on a very conscious level. Instinctually, she knows what she wants.
Absolutely. Instinctually. Yeah. I say this all the time to people because I have courses and everything on how to get girls, and people say to me, oh, advice on this, advice on that. And I say this all the time. Women don't fuck guys they like. They fuck guys they respect.
Yeah.
There's plenty of girls who hate me.
Yeah.
They still fuck me.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? You're a dickhead.
You must have all kinds of girls blowing your DMs up.
All the time. They're like, literally, oh, you're a dickhead, but it would be interesting to meet you.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I drop soap commercials and shit, all that, the funny shit, and girls just blow up my Instagram and shit. It's funny.
Yeah.
Nudes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is great.
This is how it is.
More soap. Soap.
Because they want guys they respect. It's not about like.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with like. It's about respect. So when guys say to me, okay, well, how do I make women respect me? Well, I say, well, how do you respect yourself? That's the first thing. No one's gonna respect you if you don't respect yourself. Do other men respect you? Like, how do you act in a way that commands respect from anybody?
Yeah.
And this is what it's all basically about. A lot of the red pill stuff, a lot of the dating coach stuff. one of the reasons I don't really teach games so much is I say, look, if you focus on yourself and make yourself being who you are and being a high value male, women will detect it and it won't be so difficult for you, as opposed to trying to masquerade all the time.
And so then the specifics you're saying men will figure out as they go on.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. I mean, when I have sons and they ask me, like, what do I do about this girl, that girl, I say, you just be the man.
Yeah.
Fuck her. You be you. And that's the frame you need anyway. A lot of the way I learned, like the things I teach in the PhD course and even having the webcam company, I learned most of what I learned about girls from fighting, because when I was fighting, I was so preoccupied and so busy, and I wouldn't let any woman take me off my mission, because I know that if I get in the cage and get an ass whooping, she's gonna leave me anyway.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna mistrain and take her out?
So you withdrew all the attention.
So I withdrew all the attention. I was like, no. And I was so focused on something else, and I saw how crazy that drove them.
Yeah.
So even when I quit fighting, I was like, okay, well, that's how you play the game. You know, they want, oh, I want this.
In your opinion, do women want dick more or attention?
Well, and this is the thing. And
Maybe it's a trick question.
Dick is concentrated attention.
Okay.
Dick is focused attention. That's what it is. It's all your attention. You ain't focused on anything else.
Yeah.
So women's, I once again, not to plug or anything, but in my course we talk about weaponizing your attention, because that's the only thing a man has.
I say plug away. What's the website?
It's cobratate.com, and I've got a course on there that basically explains how I got girls to work for me for
Tate's
my webcam.
PhD, right?
It's a PhD course, pimping hose degree.
Fuck yeah. I was wondering what it meant.
PhD, pimping hose degree.
I've seen it. I just didn't know what the PhD meant. I was like, is this his PhD in pimpology? Like, what is this?
But yeah, I basically explain how I got girls and how I got them to work for me.
Okay.
So it's not just about picking up girls, it's about converting them into really loving you enough to moving in with you and working for you and giving you all the money.
Yeah, I remember hearing your story, privately one time on Google Hangout. It was a pretty epic story for businessmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's badass shit.
Yeah, and I was very successful with the webcam company, and you know, I still do it now, not as big as I did, but I still do it. I've got some of my best girls with it. But anyway, the point is, in that course, I teach how I got girls and how I got them to work for me. And I realized that weaponizing your attention is the only thing you have. That's the only weapon men have in the sexual marketplace, your attention. Typically, men give attention to get sex, and girls give sex to keep getting attention.
So that's your primary kind of tool or
that's your tool.
resource.
That's your only resource.
Yeah.
Because even you talk about money and all this shit, that's all garbage. The only resource you have is your attention. And the reason it's so difficult is because now women get so much attention for no reason.
Yeah.
Then why does your attention have value?
Yeah.
So you have to put value on your attention.
Yeah.
So then how do you put a value on your attention? And once again, I explain this in the course by saying everything that's valuable, like gold, is scarce. So I don't give my attention to any girl I'm not banging. I don't follow you on Instagram. I don't fucking like your pictures. Like if we're not talking and literally actively going somewhere, you don't get my attention, because that's what gives it a value. And then they start sitting there and start liking your pictures, start thinking, this dude ignores me.
Yep.
It's like, well, it's because I've got too many girls on the roster right now. I ain't got time for you.
They're waiting for that follow back.
They're waiting
back.
For,
you're like, nope.
But most guys are so thirsty.
Yeah.
And because once the girl knows that she could get you, then she loses value. No, he wants to fuck me, duh.
Yeah, they want the fantasy, they want the mystery, they want the story.
Absolutely. They want and it's the same with us men. I say this to all the guys I coach. I say, how many times have you had a girl and she was good on paper, but she was just too available and you couldn't be bothered?
Yeah.
So imagine it from a girl's perspective. You're way too available for her. It's not too complicated. And the crazy thing about all of this, and I try and teach this in the courses, if you approach this all like a game and you can be very cerebral about it, that's fine. But if you just make it who you are, it's fucking easier. Yeah. For me, it's who I am.
You're saying, so like Rollo talks about like internalizing it. I think that's what you're saying here.
I've just become that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. You don't want to fuck me, I don't want to talk to you.
Yep, fuck off.
That's it. It's not a game.
Yep.
And that's not me being a horrible person. It's like, you don't want you don't want to give me what I want, I don't want to give you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, your time's valuable. You're going to die someday. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know. I'm going to die too. Yeah.
So when I'm on Twitter and I'm arguing with these feminists and I say I don't have female friends, they're like, oh, you're a misogynist. Like, no, I don't want to sit around and buy dinner for a girl I'm not banging. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. If I want to sit and talk, I'll talk to guys. I don't see what I'm talking to a woman about unless it's leading somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, or we have a relationship. I don't see what the platonic. We're going to discuss Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Ironically enough, you live in your Dracula's castle. Right?
I'll give her a Vampire Diary. We'll go up and stay there for the night. You know, you want to stay with me, we'll talk.
Have
Otherwise,
you fucked any girls at Dracula's castle?
You can rent the suite up there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's like a hotel and shit.
You can get.
Oh yeah, that's totally.
It's pretty gangsta.
I got to go to Remain. I heard it's great.
Yeah. It's like Poland 30 years ago. It's a bit more rough around the edges.
Yeah. Good. But, sounds nice and tough. Nice and rough,
there's no soy in Romania. There's none of that. They're fully right wing.
So let's get a little more specific too about women. How have women fucked up in the West, and how can they do better? I have that thing you saw last time I had, Make Women Great Again. So I have a whole convention building in 2020 for that in spring.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to be there, by the way.
Yep.
But how can women do better? Like in Poland, I'm loving it. These women
Yeah.
are doing a lot better than in America.
Yep.
American women, I already knew that beforehand, but
Yep.
like I really understand that not being here. Like these women are feminine, they know they're beautiful, they're
Yep.
joyful, they're graceful and shit.
Yep.
So beyond what we're seeing here, how can women in America do better? How can they stop fucking up?
Okay, so this is a really good question, and my view on this is probably going to piss off a lot of the red pill guys.
Excellent.
But here we go. So buckle up, haters, motherfuckers. So my first view is this: girls who instinctively just respect men by default because they're men are. I've met a few of them, and I'm not sure that's a good idea, and I'm telling you why. Girls who just go, well, I'm a girl and I respect men as a whole. Any man I respect. They usually end up being hoes. I've kind of detected it, and I've seen like girls who just respect men by default end up just fucking loads of dudes because they respect men by default, and any guy who talks to them, and they kind of just fucking loads of dudes.
You mean like they say they respect men, or you like feel they respect men?
I don't know. Women who are just too. When any man gives them attention, well, he's a man and I'm a girl, and they just kind of give in too easily. Because look, the idea is we all want our girl to be ours, don't we?
Yeah.
So you don't want some other dude to talk to your chick and she's like, oh, he's a man. So you don't want women to just respect all men by default. You want women to respect you. That's what you want. I like that my woman respects me and hates men. My woman will literally say, oh, guys, oh, da da da, but I love you. I love you.
Gotcha.
You know, so I don't have a real problem with that. I think the biggest mistake women make is they are terrible at attracting high value men, and then this just distorts their view of men as a whole. Do you know what I mean? So
and they have a flood of betas too, like distorting their view as well.
Absolutely. So they're shit at attracting high value men. They're only fucking around with low value men, and it's just a spiral. It's a circle. And it gets worse and worse, and they just end up fucking all these losers, and they hate men. And that's how it goes.
The cock carousel, through the 20s and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're terrible at attracting high value men because what happens is they deal with betas so long that when they meet a high value man, they don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things with Eastern Europe is maybe it's because it's a poorer country and there's less economy, but it's also a cultural thing. They understand the best route to a high value man is through their beauty.
Yeah.
They know that. And in the West, we try and pretend that's a bad thing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with me liking a girl for how she looks.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that's all I like about her. She can be a nice person too. But there's nothing wrong with me seeing her and going, fuck. She's hot.
It's inspiring, yeah,
It's
beauty.
You know,
yeah.
this is why wars were fought.
Yeah.
The Greeks and the Romans and shit, people died over chicks.
Well,
you
the
know?
beauty too is also the genes. Like that's what you want to like put a baby in. I mean, there you go.
Absolutely. So there's nothing wrong with that. And women in the West have this idea that you should be liked for something more than how you look. You know, oh no, I have to be liked for what I think and this and this and this. And the reality is, sorry feminists, sorry, we don't give a fuck. We don't. Most men don't. We do.
On top of that, they think they have trash ideas. They're fucking horrible. So
Yeah,
it's like you don't even like. Where do you want to go there?
Exactly. I say this all the time. People have this weird conception that men and women need things in common, and I say no, we don't. We don't. Men and women do not need that much in common. My girlfriend likes bullshit TV shows I don't watch. I like kickboxing and chess, and she's never done either of them.
Yeah.
What we need is a submissive woman, a dominant man, great sex. And find each other physically attractive.
And a lot of sex.
And a lot of sex.
Yeah.
And make some stupid jokes. And have a good time. Done. We don't have to sit there and fucking like the same crap.
I think Rollo is saying others too that sex is the glue of a relationship.
Absolutely.
Less you have, less glue you have. Well, there you go. Falls apart.
As soon as your woman won't sleep with you, you may as well just leave.
Yeah.
You literally, if your woman's saying I'm
exactly,
not, just leave.
Yeah.
And leave with some honor.
I have the exact same opinion. Bye.
Because otherwise you're waiting for her to cheat.
Yeah.
And on top of that, while you're waiting for her to cheat, if you talk to another woman, you're the worst guy in the world.
Well, it sounds super unhealthy too. Who the fuck wants to be in a relationship where you're not fucking all the time? That sounds like incredibly stupid.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
And what's actually a healthy sexual dynamic, because men have to do all the work, is the man should be saying no.
Yeah.
My girl wants sex nonstop. She isn't gonna do anything. I'm the dude who's like,
And so
I'm
what
tired.
you're saying there is that men should be the leaders of the sexual component of the relationship.
Men should be the leader of everything.
Yeah.
They should. Men should be the leader of everything.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't think of any.
Yeah.
I can't think of any socio dynamic. I can't think of any business dynamic. I can't think of any dynamic on earth that's better with a female in charge.
Yep.
This is the reality.
I agree.
And men have evolved to lead.
Yeah.
You look at human from a. If you look at
the
humans
one
from
thing I think women lead well is babies and children. They lead like that. They're more closer, I think, to children.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fantastic at raising children.
Yeah.
But even
babies
then,
specifically
even
too,
then, the man should lead the family.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, yeah.
But the woman should, she should do the baby stuff.
Kind of like the hierarchy. The man leads the family. She's beneath the man, and the woman leads the children, kind of thing.
My question is this: okay, so if the feminist imperative is correct, and that this whole patriarchy idea isn't something that's evolutionary and natural, and it's something that we've instilled, how come it happened in every single society across the earth since the dawn of human time?
Yeah, of course.
Imagine the coincidence for the Aztecs and the Ming dynasty on opposite sides of the world, from Brazil to China, were the men to be in charge. Imagine the coincidence that in every society, the Eskimos in fucking sub-Saharan Africa, who never met, never spoke that just by coincidence, a 50-50 coin flip in every single society in history ever, men were in charge.
Yeah, it's a very natural thing.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
It's common sense,
The
in my opinion.
math doesn't add up any other way.
Yeah.
So it's like men have evolved to lead. Men should be in charge. This is how it is. And it's just a new age think experiment that's trying to convince people that's not the case.
Yeah.
And it's garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't see society going anywhere better for it.
It's dangerous garbage. Yeah, get us all killed, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on a little bit. So you mentioned England you think is gone.
Yep, done.
There's a couple people still fighting for it. You have Paul Joseph Watson, Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
So guys like that. Brexit, obviously.
Yeah.
But your opinion, England's is totally fucked.
Finished.
Yeah.
England would need a revolution today to try and undo the bad work, and it's nowhere near coming.
Damn.
We don't have a single politician who's anywhere even 1% right wing. Every single politician's fully left.
You would need like a modern day Churchill, you're saying?
Yeah, you'd need something crazy to happen.
Yeah.
And the only people left in America who are resisting liberal indoctrination are the Muslims, and there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And this is why my view, once again, my conservative views are all skewed up, because I'm almost on the team of the Muslims now.
Jesus.
But then the only people you have left who don't want transgenders in schools.
Yeah.
They're the only people you have left who don't want to tell kids that being gay is better than being heterosexual.
They're very proudly pro-family.
Yeah, they're the only people they have left who have families and have kids.
Yeah.
They're the only people, like, you have no one, there's no other allies in the Western Europe besides them. So in some ways, yeah, they're destroying your culture. But in other ways, so are the liberals.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and in the long run, and my view is super pessimistic, this Muslim's going to win anyway. They're outbreeding, and I think the average English woman has 1.6 kids. The average Muslim woman in England has like 6.8. Like they're just, within 30 years, we're outbred anyway. So the fight's over, done. It's done. It's not even close. The population is going to overpass us. So at least they have ideals which don't completely go down the liberal lunacy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me that the left, what's funny is they're cognitive dissidents. The left, they idolize Islam and they idolize all their other bullshit, and they're completely non-compatible. So the left is sitting there going, what do I do? What do I do? It's weird. But in the end, Islam will win, because they always do, because they're uncompromising. We were talking earlier about frame. Muslims have the best frame on earth. No, this is the rules. No, fuck you. I'll kill you now. I'll kill myself. I'll kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's how they are. And you're like,
they take it that far.
Yeah,
they take it that far. Yeah.
But, and you know, man, like I said, this is why I piss a lot of conservatives off, but this is the truth. A lot of the reason the Taliban are fighting Americans, a lot of the reasons they're literally fighting wars they can't win with an AK against a fucking Predator drone, is because they're fighting for the right to have their virgin wife in a burqa. Literally, pussy drives things on that level. People don't understand that they look at the Western cultures.
Pussy's powerful.
The pussy's powerful. They look at Western cultures and look how Western women act, and they think, I don't want that. I don't want my women to be like, there's no wives there.
It's crazy.
I want this. And this is my society, and they're coming along telling me they're going to blow this up and take this away from me. No, I want a virgin wife at 16 who's going to obey me. That's what I want. And if I have to fucking die to protect it, that's what I'm going to do. And this is literally, that's the level. I had a friend who's I won't say his name, he's you can Google him up, he's a really rich guy, lives in Dubai. And he comes to London to party all the time. And we're in the clubs, whatever, and he looks at me and says, look around, we look around. He goes, there's girls here to fuck, but there's no wives here. He goes, I'll fuck your, he says, I'll fuck your Western women, but I'm marrying a Muslim woman. And it's like, this is how they view the world.
America feels like that, man. There's plenty of girls to fuck, but it's not the best in the world, but it's pretty good. But, you know, to find a wife or a mother for your children, it's tougher than fucking nails.
Exactly.
That's crazy. And
this is why we are the age we are and we're not married. And if we lived in an Islamic country, we'd have been married at 21. And we would have 5 kids by now. And this is the reality of the human condition. And this is the reality of the Western world. And most people don't want to accept it. We can talk about countries, we can talk about governments, all these things. Without children, there's no future, there's nothing else. So you destroy the motivation for people to have kids. You're going to lose to the people who do have kids.
You told me about last night, you and your brother were talking about Hungary. They have a really pro-family tax code, right?
Yeah, so Hungary passed a law recently. If you have or more kids, you never pay tax on it for the rest of your life.
That's amazing. Yeah, that is so badass.
That is what the Western countries need to do.
We need that in America immediately.
We need to stop sending foreign aid immediately, cut the foreign aid to 0, introduce that law to make up for the lack of tax, bam, and you're gonna have American kids born on American soil.
Fuck yeah.
Instead of just importing people, because every population is dropping. Every population in the Western world's dropping. Every population, thanks to modern medicine, every population in the third world's exploding. Exploding. You have people, like Nigeria's population has doubled in 30 years or something stupid. And where's the future? It doesn't matter about policies, it doesn't matter about Trump, it doesn't matter about law. The future is who's left on the planet. It ain't us. It ain't us, bro. Like, this is the reality.
That's well put. The future is who's left.
On the planet, who's left?
All that's going to be left. And lives,
all that's going to be left is the only people left who are having families and they're sticking by their morals and they refuse to give up are the Muslims.
South America, you have some of this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some of it, but I think the future of Western Europe is Islamic for that reason.
Yeah.
And to a degree, that pisses me off, but then to another degree, I look at how the people who are supposed to be protecting the country are acting.
Europe has a really long history of warfare and fighting and killing each other too. So I'm kind of like seeing the Islam, influx into that. Europe always they always kill each other and shit. So it's like it's a clusterfuck like incoming.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to go down, but I look at, I really am quite realistic and logical about the world that the weak perish and the strong survive.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been.
Yep.
So if the guardians of Western society, I'm talking about Europe specifically, if the guardians of British society refuse to protect their own culture, and they refuse to protect their society, and they refuse to inspire people to have children, and they refuse to inspire marriage, and they want to just demonize men every chance they get, and let in millions of third worlders who don't play by the game, whose fault is it that they're going to lose? It's their own fucking fault. They signed the bill to their own demise.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do about it?
They cheered about it, and virtue
they're happy
signaled.
for it.
It's fucking
Yay!
crazy. Yeah.
We're all gay, and you can all come and have families. It's like, well, fucking, then what the fuck do you think this is going to lead?
No wonder you're going to die.
So I just left. I'm like, well, fuck this shit. I'm out.